So it's currently 3:20 AM and I'm heading to the Burren to try capture a drone shot that I've been after for a while and that I failed with. I think this is my third time trying to get it. So here's hoping. Summer sunrises so early.
It was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless it seemed. We found holes in these walls, we like what we saw. Seems so strong until it falls, the final straw. Oh, I never felt like this before. When I was trapped, you showed an open door.
So I've spent the past 40 minutes roaming around the Burren in the dark, trying to find the composition. It can be quite a busy place in terms of, especially in foreground interest, but I was playing around with a few boulders here that were kind of isolated in the landscape. So I was trying to isolate something basically in the vast limescale landscape that is the Burren and try and pick it out. And I had kind of, excuse me, I had 4 boulders kind of lined up, but just wasn't working for me. So I'm after finding just this patch of really nice patterns. I couldn't really find earlier. It's kind of just a mix of rubble and stuff, but there's these lovely patterns and crevices right in front of in the frame, and just back of the frame then I have this isolated boulder and so on, and behind it there's a sky kicking off. I love the Burren. If I had to pick only one place ever to shoot for the rest of my life, it would be the Burren. It just reminds you just this one of the last landscapes that's just untouched, you know, pure wild. So I'll talk you through my composition. As I said, I've got a lovely patch of foreground interest, nice patterns, nice crevices right in front of the frame, leading back to this boulder behind, and I've got a fantastic sky in behind that. So again, I'm kind of trying to combine the 3 elements: foreground, middle ground, background. Obviously background doesn't only there's my sky, but I've got that nice boulder isolated in the landscape in the middle, and I've got these lovely patterns right in front of the camera. I am going to have to focus stack because I'm quite close to the ground. I try my best to not have the horizon in the middle of the frame, but just it was quite difficult trying to keep that foreground element in the shot, try and make it a bit more imposing, while also trying to get most of the sky, because I actually want to get this sky like arching over the boulder. I don't want to have just a tiny horizon in the image, you know, which I could do if I had my camera tilted down and really emphasising that foreground. But no, I want this sky just sailing over the top of this landscape. Fantastic. At f6.3, 1/10 of a second, ISO 64, and that's my sky shot. And when the light just hits this foreground, I'll take a shot from my foreground and I'll combine them. What a fantastic start to the morning. Now the light is just hitting my foreground, and what I'm doing is I'm putting my hand over the sun in the sky to reduce the lens flare in the foreground, and I can just blend those afterwards. Then it just cleans up the image. But the light hitting that foreground now is just whew. So still at f6.3, I'm now at a 1/6 of a second, no filters, getting that stunning light hitting that foreground. Love it. So now the real reason I'm actually here this morning is to capture a drone shot of Mzuiko. So Mzuiko has this fantastic curve patterns on top, like the rocks form these lovely circles and curves. And I always wanted to get a drone shot, and I've tried so many times and failed, of just the light hitting these curves. Just seeing on screen right now is the composition that I'm framing up. Now the sun has gone in behind those clouds that were there, so it's kind of racing its time now. I'm hoping I can leave the drone up there long enough that the sun will come back out, but I may have to bring it down and change the battery. Battery seems to be draining quite quick. It's quite cold, so I'm hoping that it'll come up above those clouds within the next 10 minutes. But yeah, that's the composition. So I have these lovely curves and shapes from the top of the mountain, and all I need now is the light to just catch it. Now I have taken a shot of the sky just in case the light does not come, and I can blend those afterwards. Settings wise, for my foreground I'm at ISO 200, 1/50, and then I had a slightly darker exposure for my sky, and it's looking quite nice. The thing about drone photography is that I didn't really appreciate it that much. Didn't really rate the quality of the photos, and I kind of still don't, but when you place more value on a drone photography, it's kind of opened up this new field of compositions for me, and kind of I've started to think about compositions in places that I haven't thought about before. And again, okay, so at 46% the drone has to come home. That's how far away it is. Oh, that's not good. I'm going to pack up and try and walk closer to the mountain, and that way if the light does come up again I'll be closer to it, and I won't have to be so far away and fly so far away from it. Right, so time to get closer to this mountain, because I have only one battery left in the drone. Can't believe how quick those batteries have depleted in the cold weather. I'll make my way across closer to the mountain, and hopefully that sun will come back out. Literally all I need is 2 seconds of light. Also, another thing that was kind of putting me off drone photography was the public, and what I mean by that is when you're out and enjoying a nice peaceful stroll, the last thing you want to hear is a loud buzzing over your head. So when I'm out in places like this, especially on sunrise, especially on a bank holiday weekend, there's not going to be many people around, and I don't feel as conscious flying the drone. But normally when I'm out, like for a sunset shoot, unless I'm in a place where there's very little people, I won't fly the drone, because there's just too many idiots nowadays with drones, and they're acting the goal with them, ruining it for everyone else, because then everyone else automatically gets painted with the same brush that they're an irresponsible drone pilot, which I think for the vast majority of photographers they aren't. But there's just always someone more spoiling it, so it's nice out in the wilderness like this, no one else around. It's nice being able to fly the drone. As I said, it's given me a new lease of life. In terms of my photography, it's kind of stuck in a creative rut there for a long time. Haven't vlogged or shot in the last few weeks, about 3 weeks. Just wasn't feeling it, wasn't happy with the work I was producing. But kind of, as I said, placing more value on the drone as a tool for my photography has kind of reignited that spark, and it's fantastic to see. So yeah, I'm trying to get closer to this mountain now. I know the clouds might have something to say about that sun, unfortunately. No, I don't think the sun is going to make a reappearance. I think I might have just got lucky with that brief brief gap that was in between the clouds there. The sun just wasn't high enough to cast a strong enough light on the mountain, unfortunately. The shot I had in mind is quite an overexposed shot where I'm not worried about the sky really. I just want to get this light cast over the ring forts and the circles in the mountain. So yeah, I suppose you can't have it every way. The clouds there gave me a fantastic sunrise for the previous shot, so a fantastic morning. Really nice, very peaceful. Took my time, found the composition, really thought about my composition. I really tried a lot of different ones, and there was no running around getting multiple photographs, just one image, simple, that's it. So no, it's not going to happen. The sun has got in behind the clouds and it's a haze, so I'm going to call it there, folks. I will show you the drone photo now that I captured. Hopefully it worked out okay, I don't know yet, but I took 2 images. I'm going to bracket them and hopefully do a nice edit on it. So yeah, thanks very much for joining me this morning, and if you like the content, why not subscribe and leave a comment. Follow me on Instagram, where I post a lot of images that I don't vlog about. So yeah, if you'd like to do, please do that. And as usual, until the next time, I'll see you soon. Good luck.